So this is a walkthrough of the Ohmics MotoBrake. What I'm going to do first, using the pattern designer software package, run you through the basic output patterns and connecting the device to your PC and setting it up so that you can start the program using the pattern designer. So once you've hooked it up and you've got a COM port, you go to File, Serial, and use the COM number assignment that was given to you under the device drivers. Set it up for a minimum of 38.4 standard settings and hit OK, and if you have connectivity, as you see, you'll get an output pattern, okay, which is actually the deceleration pattern and one of the brake patterns as confirmation, and you'll get a confirmation message on the screen. Running through, we normally set up the sensitivity for motorcycles for medium. You can send the command, and every time you send the command and it's a success, it'll program. So if we go to the acceleration pattern, which you can program down under here, as you see, if you click on level 0, which would be the first stage of your 3 stages, you have your 40 matrix comes up. You can program that. You can program your second stage, and you can program your third stage. And if you plan on doing these so that you have an initial display as the first stage, larger scale second stage, and then either a full screen or something progressive again for stage 3, it shows that stage 1, 2, 3, depending on your deceleration and speed of the motorcycle as the deceleration feature activates. So you can go back up here, and under brakes you have the same thing. You have your matrix and you have all those modes that you can program. So you have lots of flexibility and there's lots you can do. So once you've played around a little bit and set up your basic programs, you can say acceleration pattern 0. You want to program that into the device to be used. You send the command and it will display the pattern. So what you've now seen, and we'll do this again, is for index 0, or for the first setting on your deceleration. So you notice how the 3 stages work through there. You get center, it moves out, and then the stage 3 is almost a full brake light, or almost a full light display. Okay, so depending on how hard your motorcycle is decelerating, whether you shift down, the speed you're moving, you might get a single display, you might get 2 displays, and you might get the stage 3 display, which would be the full thing. You want to set your brake pattern. We'll just go back to 0 and start at 0. You want to program that. Okay, we'll go back to 0, send the command. So there's the brake pattern you'll get when you activate the brake mode of the light. That's what will happen. It'll work simultaneously with the onboard brake of the motorcycle. So that was 0. We'll go down and check 1, and there's another pattern. So you have all those bins that you can fill with different patterns, and you can select which one you want to utilize. Just remember that you can only have one acceleration pattern, which will be made up of the 3 stages per operational mode, and you can only have one brake mode at a time. You have to program them in, you save it off, go out and use your light, and then you can reprogram it as desired. So that's the brake. There's your accelerometer for actually setting it up. If you only want to run this in a brake mode or just tail light mode, you can turn the accelerometer off, and then it'll only work in those modes. Default mode, of course, is on. Okay, 3 flashes to confirm that you turned the accelerometer on, and if you turn it off, you'll get 2 flashes. So we'll put it back to the default mode of 3, and away we go. Get your confirmation, and the white LED bar, which is a white horizontal bar that sits right across here when the brake is activated, it's very conspicuous, and it's great for slow moving or stop traffic because the brake light will be on. People have a tendency to ignore the brake lights, but the little pulsing white line there catches the eye. It's very discreet, it's not obtrusive in any way, but it works extremely well. Okay. and you can turn that on or off. So if you're in a jurisdiction where you can't have that flashing or pulsing light working, then you can turn it off. Okay. Turning it on, you get 3 flashes confirmation. Turning it off, you'll get 2. And that's the basics of doing programming the Ohmics MotoBrake light. It's actually pretty easy. When you order it, it'll come shipped with basic patterns pre-programmed in it. So for most people, you'll just be able to hook it up and use it. But if you want to play around with it, change your own patterns, find something you want as something very unique, very conspicuous, then you can program that yourself through the PC environment.